If I wanted to drastically drop my handicap in 2025, and I'm talking go from shooting in the hundreds to breaking into the 70s, well, there's 7 things that I would do. To give you a very practical demonstration, I'm going to really quickly play this hole and hopefully put all 7 into play. My challenge to you to see where you're at with all of this stuff is to watch me play the hole and see how many of the 7 you can spot. First hole of the day, and I don't want to do anything too crazy here. Hole doesn't look to be too long. There's quite a bit of space between me and the bunker, so I'm figuring if I go down a club or 2, nice smooth swing, get me into play there. There's also a lot of space in front of this green, so I'll either have a mid-iron into the green, or worst case, if I have to lay up, I can give myself plenty of space to chip on. Going to aim for the second tallest tree, gone up a club. Nice smooth swing, not a full one, should get us into play. Yeah, that's what we've done, nothing special, fairway finder. All right, it took tons off the tee shot, just that smooth swing extra club. That's left me 120 yards to the green. So the only danger here really is a bunker on the right, and I suppose if you were to go really long, so really nice safe spot front left, big green. Actually going to go up a club 9-iron, just hit a chippy type of shot, see if we can get it in there. Nice and close, let's commit. So it actually took too much off that chipped little 9-iron in the end, but that's okay. Found the safe spot. Mostly straight, just a little bit right to left. Pick that dot. There we go. Okay, so that actually went a lot better than I hoped it would. But the big question is, how many of the 7 were you able to spot? Well, keep it in mind or add it to the comments, whatever you like. But I'm going to quickly rewind. We're going to go back to the tee, and then I'm going to explain to you how these 7 things can help you slash your handicap this coming year. Okay, so the first thing that you might have noticed was that just off the back of the tee, I started with one of these super speed sticks in my hand. And that's because I firmly believe that if you want to get your handicap down in 2025, you need to put some focus in your off-course training. Now, if you've watched my channel from the start, you'll have seen the videos documenting my journey with super speed sticks, so I'm a believer in those. That might not be the right thing for you though. There's also videos there about golf mobility work I've done with physios and strength training I've done for golf in the gym. What you do might be a little bit dependent on where you're at physically, but I 100% believe that if you want to drop your handicap, doing work off the golf course can be just as helpful as the work that you do on it. Next, did you pick up on my strategy for the hole? I was trying to be subtle about it, but I was talking through the way that I thought that the hole would play out. And when it comes to lowering your handicap, I think mindset's really important. And there's 2 big tips that I'm really going to give you here. The first one is to not just worry about the score across the whole round. Try and break the round down into 3 whole blocks. And if it helps, you can mark them on your scorecard at the start. Maybe you've got a score target for each block. If that helps, do that. But really what you're trying to do is not think too far ahead during the round, and not think too far in the past. What's been is been, what's coming will happen. You've got to try and stay present. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is like I did, plan out the hole, and don't just plan for the first shot. Try and look at it in the different phases, knowing your own games, your strengths, your weaknesses, what might happen, how you can take danger out of play and so forth. Have that plan across the hole, and then try and be positive and try and execute to your plan. Mindset's a big one here. Number 3, and did you see what I did with my shot into the green? I was 120 yards away, I was in the middle of the fairway, I had a great lie. It was a fairly attackable pin, but I went up a club and I took a 3/4 swing 3/4 swings are something that I think all level of golfers should benefit from working on. Helps you with that control, it takes some of the club speed out, and so I think it reduces your misses. Helps you focus perhaps a bit more on the strike instead of trying to hit everything that you've got. A lot of golfers, if you're wanting to lower your scores, would benefit from taking more club, swinging easier, reducing the size of the misses. The fourth one, and admittedly this was going to be a tricky one to spot, but it's about calibrating your chipping and having some really good, easy information to hand about how you chip the golf ball. It's a drill that a Tour Pro gave me. There's a full video on my channel about it, but I'm going to give it you quickly now again because it's so good. Then the basic premise is that you take a towel and you soak it in water. From there, you're going to walk the towel out onto the green. Start with something like 5 strides out into the green and place down your towel. Make sure it's nice and flat and the water will help it stay down on the ground. From there, you want to go back and you want to get a few different golf balls, and you're going to go through different shots here. So you can use your 54, your 60, your pitching wedge, whatever wedges you've got, whichever ones you want the information for. And after we've done this one, we might move the towel to 10 strides to 15 strides. The goal, as you might expect, is to then try and chip the ball onto the towel that's at 5 strides away. You can go through and you can do that with all of the golf balls that you've got. You can do it with the different wedges and at the different distances. But once you've hit a number into an area that you're quite comfortable with, then go through and stride out the distance to the golf ball. Record that as an average, because what you're looking to do here is just to give yourself that basic idea. When you get to a green, whether it's a new course, your home course, have that sense of, okay, well, what sort of swing is going to be needed with the different clubs to get to the different distances of towels, and how far is it going to run out from there. It's just really simple, but it just gives you something to work with. You might keep that information in a notebook. And if you do that and you're consistently doing that across the year, again, it's just going to make chipping that little bit easier for you if you're struggling with it. Going to help you when you're at different courses, and obviously that's going to translate into better scores for you. My 5th tip was when it got to the putting, and basically the whole concept here is around simplifying your putting and having a consistent routine that you can go to. For me, there's 2 parts when it comes to putting, and I'm pretty sure I got both of them from Dr. Bob Rotella. But the first bit is around the aim. I'll go through it, I'll read the putt just like anyone else would to make my mind up. I'll then try and visualize the line, and I'll come to the green and I'll try and find a small mark, something that'd be even difficult to show you on camera. On my target line between the ball and me, that's going to become my new target. In terms of then getting the pace, and this really goes with the concept of if you ask someone to throw you a ball, they can just do it instinctively. I believe that if I can get over the ball, if I can cut out all of the noise, all the technique and things like that, just stare at the hole, let my body feel, my arms feel what the pace needs to be for this putt, I feel like I'm going to get a good idea of what the pace is. Putting those together, like you would have seen when I was putting, I'll come to the ball. The first bit is really trying to see where my mark was, where my target was on the green. The next bit is that long last look at the hole, just to tell my body what the pace is. And then from there, as soon as I look down to the ball, really, I want to make the stroke, hopefully make it like that, but try and simplify putting for you. Aim small, miss small, let the body do the work when it comes to the distance. Don't overthink it. The 6th thing for any of you eagle-eyed people out there was when I went to get the ball from the hole, I also tapped a button on my watch. This is my ShotScope V5, it was recording the distance of the shots. From there, this feeds into a stats package and tracks all of my stats across the round, across every round, across the year. Understanding your stats, tracking your stats is going to be something that's really helpful no matter your ability if you're looking to improve. You actually can see if the things you're working on is helping or not, if the things that you think are the problem or not. Whether it's ShotScope, and they do have big discounts on at the moment, so I'll put the discount code below, or whether you use something else, pen and paper, different option, totally up to you. Make sure you're on top of your stats though in 2025. It's going to be a big one for you. Tip number 7, you might think it's a bit cheesy, but it's to enjoy it. If you're looking to really improve across 2025, it's not going to be an overnight thing. You're going to play some bad shots and have some bad rounds in there. So it's about the journey. You might come to a point where you need some lessons from a coach through the year. That's great. There's going to be times when it feels like it's working and not working, but take it as what it is. It's a process, it's a journey. None of us get there overnight. Just have some fun with it, and maybe subscribing to my channel will help. I hope to see you soon.